This comes from the story of a peasant who's walking down the road, and he has no money, and he's hungry, and he sees a flock of sheep, and he thinks, if I just had one of those sheep, I could eat it and I wouldn't be hungry, or I could sell it and I wouldn't be penniless. But there is a shepherd looking over the sheep. That's your competitor looking over your market. So he sets the idea aside, he keeps walking, but before he leaves the flock, he looks back and he notices two things have changed. First, the shepherd has walked up a hill, and the second, the shepherd has his back turned. So if you do a little mental calculus, you'll see that there's nothing that the shepherd can do to stop him from taking a sheep. Because if he took one of these sheep, first of all, the shepherd wouldn't see him because his back is turned. Secondly, the shepherd has walked up a hill, so he wouldn't be able to run down here and catch him here. And if he did run down here, he would be stuck in the situation of, do I chase after this peasant and save one sheep, or do I protect my whole flock? He's going to choose to protect his whole flock. So there's nothing that the shepherd can do to stop the peasant from taking a sheep. So the peasant just picks up a sheep and walks away. Which you could say is exactly why we don't have the Sony iPod. We should have Sony iPods. Sony invented the Walkman, leading producer of MP3 players. They own record labels. They own digital rights management software. They had everything they needed to create an iPod, but they didn't come up with it. A year after Apple came up with it, they didn't put a hard drive in a box, and they still haven't put a hard drive in a box to compete with the iPod. And if you study what Sony says about its strategy against the iPod, they'll tell you we're analyzing it, we're thinking it. Remember, you want your competitors to analyze and think about attacking you. The thing is that they have a conflicting agenda, which is they make a lot of money from their entertainment business. And their entertainment business has invested a lot of money in protecting the content. So they do want to eventually distribute their content digitally, but they want to be very careful about how they do that because they really want to protect that business. If you're the CEO of Sony and you approve an iPod-like product, the next call you're going to get is from the head of the entertainment division saying, hey, you just wasted $50 million that we spent on legal fees and you've ruined our business model.